We are live. Welcome, guys, back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. I'm Timothy Earle, and today we've got all baseball, and that's okay because I know yesterday football wasn't great at all. So we'll end up going and we'll look back at what happened yesterday, what went right, what went wrong. Something a little bit frustrating that I think ended up costing me the winning day. That I'm seeing. Actually, no. So it did not cost me because I see something else got marked a loser that probably shouldn't be at the moment, but we'll see how it goes. We will look back at the losers first. Well, the Phillies money line was a no play because Sheehan didn't start. It's getting frustrating because I keep forgetting to list action for everything because it was always listed action, but whatever. So Phillies money line on the site ended up being a push or a void, which is just great because they won last night. So cool. Patrick Bailey over his places didn't get there. They have my Rangers series prop marked a loser, which it's still up in the air. The Rangers did lose yesterday. Novelli Marte didn't get his bases. Luis Garcia got one base. The Houston Texans blew a lead with a minute to go. The Raiders had plenty of opportunities to backdoor cover, couldn't do it, and Rodon couldn't get a strikeouts. So a bunch of losers there. We did get a couple of winners, though. The Reds money line did get there. I accidentally put the Atlanta Braves over 9 up twice. Well, a double winner. Mookie Betts, Bryce Harper, both over their bases got there. And my favorite play yesterday, or the one that I was the most excited about, it was Trey Day in Toronto because Trey Savage over 5.5 strikeouts. 6? You need 6 strikeouts? I'll give you 9 strikeouts. In 5+ innings, your Savage looked awesome in his first start. Love to see it. As a former, obviously, I'm wearing my Pirate Nation. Pirate Radio shirt. It's awesome to see a former ECU Pirate in the pros, especially one that I saw his last game when he pitched against Wake Forest and Chase Burns, which was an awesome game, by the way. So it was awesome to be able to see him up in the majors now. So shout out to Trey Savage, and Trey Day in the MLB is here, and it was awesome. Ended up being a slightly profitable day, and it was only because of the double winner on the Atlanta Braves game. So 3 straight profitable days up on the site. What's up, Markel? Welcome to the show, and we'll hopefully have another one today. But we will jump into the MLB. I'm probably going to end up skipping this series altogether. Not skipping the series, but we got the Braves and the Nationals to start it up. This one is a double header, which cool. And I'll quick so I'm not going to dive deep into this one, because the only way that I would end up looking at this series is or this double header is taking the Washington Nationals in both games or taking the Atlanta Braves run line in both games. I'm going to end up not touching the series at all. There's not enough numbers to go along with it. So we're going to start off the day. I wanted to quickly mention that there is a doubleheader going on today, but I'm not going to be betting it. So we're going to quickly start off with that one. Do you ever have any Dana White Contender Series picks? No. No, I do not. Braves, both games. It would have to be Brave run line both games. If you can get plus money on both games like that, fine. I'm not going to talk you off of it, but I'm personally not going to do that. So, good luck to you. We'll go ahead and actually start the card, and it's going to be the Cubbies and the Pirates. Pirates are minus 135 with a total of 7. Why are the Pirates favored? It's Paul Skeens versus Horton, which is going to be a very good matchup considering that Horton is one of the front runners for Rookie of the Year. 21 starts, 21 appearances, 20 starts, a 10-4 record with a 2.7 ERA, 110 innings pitched, 33 earned runs, 32 walks, and 89 strikeouts. In his last 10 starts, he's allowed 2 earned runs or less in all of them. and he's allowed 1 earned run or less in 9 out of 10. The only time he did not give up 1 run or less was in Coors Field. So, yeah, he's been really, really good. Unfortunately for him, he picked out one of the matchups that he's not going to have the pitching advantage because Paul Skeens is on the opposite side. 30 starts, 10-9 record, a 1.92 ERA, 178 innings pitched, 38 earned runs, 39 walks, 203 strikeouts. I believe he's only behind, Skubal and Crochet for strikeouts this year. So very interesting to see that. Skeens obviously pitching advantage, but Horton has looked awesome so far. In terms of looking at hitting advantage, the Cubs are hitting 110 at WRC plus. The Pirates are hitting all the way down to 83. So the Cubs do have the hitting advantage in this one. Am I not going to get line movement? My live odds page isn't working. Are we being serious right now? What was the other site I saw? Live betting odds. We'll use this one because it won't show me, or does this one have it? Line type spread merged. Oh, it's not going to show me because it's not full screen. All right, there we go. For this one, it opened up at 135 for the Pirates, and it's gone. Some books have up to 140. Some books have not moved. So not really a lot of line movement there. In terms of the total, let's all stay at 7. And with most of the money coming on the Cubs and everything, I can understand the Cubs playing this one. Horton's been really good. I feel like this one could end up being a sneaky over, but I'm going to end up passing on this game. So we're going to pass on that, or at least for a side total. Let's go take a look at I doubt any of these have these hitters seen Horton. A couple of them have. No real success on that side, and not a lot of success for any Cub against the against Skeens. So this one will end up being a stay off spot. Morning, Tim. Morning, Fernando. Hope you're doing well. Let's keep on rolling. We're looking at the Guardians and the Tigers today. The Tigers are minus 145 with a total of 8 in this game. We get Cantillo taking on Mize. I will say that we did have a play already in this game that I mentioned in a free pick video last night. So if you guys did not check that one out, well, I'm going to talk about it anyway. But we'll get that. I gave out a player prop last night, and we'll talk about that one in just a second. Cantillo this year, 31 appearances, 10 starts, a 5-3 record with a 3.38 ERA, 80 and a third innings pitched, 30 earned runs, 38 walks, and 92 strikeouts. On the opposite side, you got Casey Mize, who is going to have to be that consistent number 2 pitcher that he's been all year if the Tigers want to make a run in the playoffs. 25 starts, a 14-5 record with a 3.83 ERA, 131 and 2/3 innings pitched, 56 earned runs, 31 walks, and 81 strikeouts. He has been pretty much everything that the Tigers have wanted this year. He's consistent enough. He's pitching to a sub-4 ERA. He's looked good. I will say, Guardians, 9-1 their last 10. They're making a push, and they're going to make it very interesting for us coming down the stretch because the Guardians are currently 3 games back of the Houston Astros, which could be very interesting if the Guardians can keep winning because the Astros are currently up against the Rangers. Let's look at hitting. Pitching advantage is going to go towards Casey Mize. Hitting advantage, Detroit Tigers versus lefties are the number 1 team in baseball hitting versus lefties at 118 WRC plus. The Cleveland Guardians suck. They have 88 WRC plus, which is fourth worst in baseball, only ahead of the White Sox, the Pirates, and the Rockies. So clear hitting advantage to the Detroit Tigers. Let's see where this line has moved. It opened at 160, and it's actually dropped towards the Guardians because I'm starting to see some 140s, which is very interesting. And that's with, the way that the money's coming in. Cleveland's going to be the side that I'm going to go after. They've got the pitching edge. No, not even the pitching edge. But I'm going to take the Guardians in this one because I'll say the pitching edge is very, very close. So with the way that the line's moving, I'm going to take Cleveland money line. And if you guys did not see the free pick video yesterday, we're going to take Jose Ramirez over his bases. J-Ram in his career versus Casey Mize is 4 for 7. So a 571 batting average with 2 home runs and 4 RBIs. So he has looked great versus Casey Mize. I think he could do damage again today. So I'm on the Guardians money line, and I'm going to take J-Ram over his bases. Let's go quickly look to see what his bases odds are at, and then we can go from there. Plus 110. That'll work. What do we think about Pepia? SNS. That was almost English. We'll talk about that game in a couple. Obviously, I like Pepiot. He's been solid all year for him, but I'm not going to jump at anything just yet because we're not at that part. So if you didn't know, I go through all the games in time order. So I will cover every single game in the stream. So we've gone over the first 3. We'll go and look at in this order: Athletics, Red Sox, Padres, Mets, Blue Jays, Rays, Angels, Brewers, Yankees, Twins, Mariners, Royals, Orioles, White Sox, Reds, Cardinals, Rangers, Astros, Marlins, Rockies, Giants, D-backs, Phillies, Dodgers. So it will go in that order throughout the entire show. I will talk over every single game in detail. I will say I have not capped any games that I have not talked about yet because I cap them with you. For baseball, at least. Baseball, NBA, NHL, I'll cap all with you guys. NFL will already be capped by the time I do the show. College football, I'm going to be doing today. I don't really do a show for college football anyways. College basketball will be off stream, but that will be all capped. Maybe I might do some TikTok streams or whatever with it. But when it comes to the shows, I go in order. So just figure I'll let you know. Thoughts on the Astros game? We'll talk about that one in a little bit. I have the Astros to miss the playoffs. I took it yesterday. Obviously, bad read yesterday, but it is what it is. And then Jossie Hooney saying, good reads yesterday, brother. Let's get it. Do you bet in units like 100 on money line? Yeah, units. I'm not going to let you know the exact number for my unit, but yeah, normally my plays are 1 unit each, unless kind of separated otherwise. They're just, I'm not going to be one of those people like, oh my God, this is going to be a 10 unit mega max. But no, that's not me. Because if I did that, there could be some days in November on a Saturday when there's college basketball and college football where I could have 50, 60 plays, and I'm not doing 10 unit plays. That's stupid. So I do 1 unit plays unless told otherwise. So yes, 1 unit. We'll roll on to the Athletics and the Red Sox. We got Springs taking on Earle. The Red Sox minus 165, 8.5 total. And I believe we're 1 win away from the Athletics win total this year, which is awesome. I love my futures hitting like that. But Athletics, Springs, 30 starts, 10-11 record with a 4.28 ERA, 162 innings pitched, 77 earned runs, 49 walks, 132 strikeouts. On the opposite side, we've got Earle, who has made 1 start this year, but boy, was that start impressive. He went 5 innings, allowed 5 hits, 11 strikeouts, 1 walk, By the way, with Earle, the last time that he'd thrown 11 strikeouts in a game, or at least double digits, he was back in college in Virginia. That was the last time he threw more than double-digit strikeouts. He didn't do it at all when he was fast-tracked through the minor leagues. And he was a mid-week starter in Virginia because I remember him pitching against ECU in the regional 2 years ago. Well, three years ago, 2023. So that is something, that was a special start from him. I don't see that happening again, although very impressive start. I am going to give the pitching advantage to Springs because we've seen a little bit more from him. So we'll give him that. Both of them facing lefties here. Boston against lefties, 104 WRC plus. Athletics, 106. So we are actually going to give the Athletics both hitting and pitching edge in this game, which is very interesting, which I don't really like, but it is what it is. They open up. Hello? Sorry, I thought I heard somebody get by the door. It opened up around 160. All right, is that what it's saying? Opened up around 160, and then it's gone from 165, and it's gone down from 160. I see some 150s. So we are going to be on the Athletics today. We're going to take the Athletics. I would say let's look at what, if anything can come of this. But was it actually, who did Earle face? Earle faced the Athletics in this last start, which is very interesting. Let's see. Did any Athletics hitters like him at all? No, not really. Not at all. Although I am I'm grabbing them. I'm gonna grab Mr. Nicholas Kurtz, because he's just been on fire. We're gonna grab him over his total bases in this game. He was 1 for 3 against him, but seeing him a second time in a week could be a very beneficial to him, and that's plus 145 for Nicholas Kurtz. I'm gonna take that, and I'm gonna take the Athletics on the money line today. He's due for regression. Earle, yes, I agree. I think Earle is probably due for a little bit of regression today. I agree. Oh boy, here we go. We've got the San Diego Padres and the New York Mets. The Mets are minus 125 with a total of 8. We get the matchup of former Yankees in Michael King and Clay Holmes. Michael King finally back from the injured list for the second time. He did pitch on the 9th, where he allowed 2 earned runs, 3 hits, 5 innings against the Reds. 12 starts for him this year, 4-2 record with a 2.87 ERA, 62 2/3 innings pitched, 20 earned runs, 20 walks, and 67 strikeouts. On the opposite side, you got Clay Holmes, which I'm going to give the pitching advantage to, and the only reason why is I'm not sure. Michael King has been great, yes. He just hasn't pitched enough to the point where I can trust him. 29 starts for Clay Holmes, 11-8 record with a 3.75 ERA, 151 innings pitched, 63 earned runs, 62 walks, 122 strikeouts. He's been great. And if anybody tells you that they're disappointed in Clay Holmes' season, what were you expecting then? Like that's my biggest question. If you say Clay Holmes is having a bad year, what were you expecting from Clay Holmes? But both of them against righties. The Mets are number 1 in baseball against right-handed pitching, 118 WRC plus. San Diego versus righties, 105. So the New York Mets have both hitting and pitching edge in this game. Line open up at 110. It's up to the 120, 125 range. And that's with the money pretty much split, and the line's moving towards the Mets. I know I'm a Mets fan and everything. I don't care. I am on the Mets today. We're going to go ahead and take a look and see if any Mets players like to face off against King, because that could be a very interesting thing. Plus, you got the Padres coming from Coors Field. And we'll look at some of the Padres hitters against Clay Holmes as well. Versus King, not really a whole lot of Mets like him. Lindor's got a home run. Lindor's got a grand slam against him. Because that's one home run, 4 RBIs, a 167 batting average. He's 1 for 6. But he's got 4 RBIs against him. Honestly, I want to go towards Soto. I know Soto has faced him. Soto's never faced him before. Sorry, he faced him once and walked. But Soto has just been on fire to the point where I just want to be taking Soto's props. Because I constantly have the what do you call it up? I get notifications for every single score update in baseball, and I can kind of tell when players are playing well and everything. Soto's been on fire. Plus, I've been watching the Mets games. Soto's been on fire as of late. Sign me up. Juan Soto over 1.5 total bases, and the New York Mets on the money line. Just got here. What play is everyone liking today? I've taken 6 so far in 3 different games. I like the Guardians on the money line with J-Ram over his bases. I like the Athletics on the money line with Kurtz over his bases. And I like the Mets with Soto. So there you go. That's what I'm on today so far. We'll keep on rolling. The Rays and the Jays are going to go after it. It's a pick 'em with a total of 8.5. Jays are trying to get to that elimination number, or not, their magic number down even more after yesterday's win and the Yankee loss. I believe their lucky numbers or magic numbers down to 6 to clinch the division and 4 for a playoff spot. So they're getting very close to being able to clinch themselves. I mean, they're up 20. They're at the 26 games above 500. They very well should. The Rays are just trying to play spoiler. We do have Barrios against Pepiot. Barrios, so far this year, 29 starts, a 9-5 record with a 3.99 ERA, 160 innings pitched, 71 earned runs, 50 walks, and 135 strikeouts. On the opposite side, we do have Pepiot, which I'm going to give the pitching advantage to. Pepiot has been one of the nice little surprises. Him and Drew Rasmussen have been really nice this year. 29 starts for him. 11-10 record with a 3.59 ERA, 163 innings pitched, 65 earned runs, 57 walks, 161 strikeouts. I'm very impressed with Pepiot, and I'm giving him the pitching advantage in this one. Both of them facing off against righties. Toronto, number 4 in baseball versus right-handed pitching, 114 WRC plus. The Tampa Bay Rays, 104, so not too far behind. But it is going to be a hitting advantage towards the Jays. The line opened up at 110. I'm seeing just 110s across the board. That's what most of the money coming in on Toronto. I kind of like the Rays in this game. Although I kind of like the Rays, and I've been hyping up Pepiot so much, I think I'm going to take a shot with something. I know his strikeout numbers have been up. But Toronto is the best team against right-handed pitching of not striking out. So I know this is going to sound crazy. We're going to look towards Pepiot, but we're going to take him under his strikeouts. And it's only because never mind. I was going to say let's take his under, but his under 4.5 is minus 154. And I can't lower it down at all on that book, at least. I guess we could check Bovada real quick, just because I know they like to. They allow me to do it. MLB. Let's see what they like. Let's see what I can do with that. Pitching props? No. I just want all right, they're not letting me do it. That's annoying. Is there a book that allows me to do this shit? Let's look at BetOnline. And if it doesn't have anything that I could do with it, then I'm just going to not do anything with it. But that's kind of frustrating. I was kind of hoping to do something. Baseball. Parlay builder. But that's not really going to help me. How will pitcher perform? Happy at strikeouts 2+. No, I don't want 2+. I want. All right, I'm not going to be able to get anything on that one. So I was going to look towards his under, but no. So Juan Soto to hit 1 to the moon. That would be great to see him hit 1 to the moon. I'm gonna. Oh wait, let me look at hitting props in this game for Jays Rays, because the Jays are one of the best hitting teams in baseball too. No one really stands out. So, nope, this one will be complete pass for me. Let's head to the next game. We got the Angels and the Brewers. I didn't miss anything. Okay, good. The Angels and the Brewers. Brewers minus 270 with a total of 8. Makes sense because of the pitching matchup is Dana versus Peralta. You've got Dana this year, who has not really pitched a lot. No, he's pitched 4 times. 2 of them were starts, 2 of them were relief outings. 6.32 ERA, 15 2/3 innings pitched. So not going to go deep into his stuff because there isn't really a whole lot, especially against Freddie Peralta, who's been absolutely dominant this year, although he's coming off of a bad start, 5 earned runs versus the Texas Rangers, which is unlike him. But 30 starts this year, a 16-6 record, a 2.69 ERA, 163 2/3 innings pitched, 49 earned runs, 63 walks, 185 strikeouts. Freddie Peralta has been awesome. 100% pitching advantage for him. Hitting advantage is awesome going towards Milwaukee, 109 WRC plus compared to the Angels, who are sitting around 93. With all the money, I believe, coming in on them, 93 and 90. Are we getting a lot of line movement to make me think, ooh, let me go after it? A little bit, from 250 to 265 to 270 area. I'm not going to. I just don't. At this point of the season, I just don't feel the need to go and bet a run line like that. So I'm not going to. So this one's going to be a pass for me. But I understand if anybody does want to go after the Brewers, fine. But for me, not going to be a Brewers spot for me. Gabriel and I-10 westbound. Appreciate you guys following the TikTok. On our way now to 1,400 followers. I believe we're 95 away from that. So we just started that. But if you guys have not followed the TikTok already, make sure you guys go ahead and do so. We're live most of the time Monday through Friday, and then Saturday nights or Saturdays of some kind for NFL. So make sure you guys are checking that out. Freddie Peralta under his strikeouts. No. And the only reason why if anything, I would say over his strikeouts. And the main reason why is you've got the LA Angels, who I believe have the highest strikeout rate versus right-handed pitching. And actually, you just opened up my eyes to a play because I like his over. Because you've got that high of a total, although let's see what his total is. 8.5 at plus 119. So he needs to get 9 strikeouts for a plus 120. I'll take the shot. Peralta over, I can't type, over 8.5 Ks at plus 120. When you got a team that's striking out that often, I'm gonna 100% take the strikeout prop over. So I'm sorry, I walked away from. Yes, I took Soto over his bases. Yep, I took Soto over his bases. I almost just skipped over this game. We got the Yankees and the Twins. I will say something weird happened yesterday because the Twins beat the Yankees. I'll let that one settle in for a minute. The Twins beat the Yankees. Anyways, we got Schittler taking on Matthews. Cam this year, 11 starts, a 3-3 record with a 3.05 ERA, 56 innings pitched. 19 earned runs, 24 walks, and 63 strikeouts. On the opposite side, we've got Zebby Matthews. 14 starts, a 4-5 record with a 5.06 ERA, 69 and a third innings pitched, 39 earned runs, 22 walks, and 80 strikeouts. He's coming off of a rough start versus the Angels. So Schittler is going to have the pitching advantage today for sure. We'll go and look at the money line, or not the money line, the hitting stats. Yankees, number 2 team in baseball versus righties, only behind the New York Mets. And then the Minnesota Twins are all the way down. Where are they? I just had them. Minnesota, 19th at 99 WRC+. So hitting and pitching edge is going towards the New York Yankees, although the line has went from -170 to -155. So the line's moving against the Yankees, which is crazy considering all the money's coming in on them. Makes me really want to take the Twins. I kind of do. The only problem is I can't give the Twins hitting or pitching edge in this one, which is going to make me stay off of this. I do probably want to look towards the Yankees don't really they strike out at 23%. That's not what I wanted to look at. What did the Twins do? Twins 21 strike percent. Okay, so the line move and everything is telling me that that we're going to get a good appearance from this Twins team. So I'm going to take Schittler under his strikeouts, and that's under 5.5 strikeouts at -120. So we're going to take Cam Schittler under his strikeouts. Best money line today from that logo. I want to take the Athletics. But I'm on the Athletics, Guardians, and Mets so far for money lines. So there you go. Good luck today, my peoples. Good luck to you too. Tigers -1 at +105. I'm against you on that one. Casey Mize is 8-1 with a 3.47 ERA at home this year, with a 1-0 versus the with a 0.75 and 2025 starts versus Cleveland. I took Cleveland today. I also took J-Ram over his bases because J-Ram is 4 for 7 versus Mize. But we'll see how it goes. I'm against you on that one. Morning, Brad. How you doing? Let's keep on rolling. We've got the Mariners and the Royals. We've got Gilbert and Waka. Royals slowly slipping. Now they're 6.5 games back. But that's not really at the fault of their own. Because the current hottest teams in baseball are the Guardians, and the Seattle Mariners, who are both 9-1 the last 10 and kind of just separated themselves from the others and are kind of we'll see how that race goes. But it's kind of had the race down to Cleveland, Texas, Houston, and Seattle for that third wild card spot. Also keep in mind the Red Sox are only a half game ahead of the Astros, and the Yankees are only a game ahead of the Red Sox. So we still got races there, which are going to be very, very interesting. But Royals slowly slipping out. Mariners are one of the hottest teams in baseball right now. Gilbert and Waka. Gilbert this year, a 22 starts, a 4-6 record with a 3.54 ERA, 114 and a third innings pitched, 45 earned runs, 28 walks, and 159 strikeouts. Michael Waka this year has looked solid. 28 starts, a 9-11 record with a 3.45 ERA, 159 innings pitched, 61 earned runs, 41 walks, 117 strikeouts. I know it might sound a little bit crazy. I'm going to give Michael Waka the pitching advantage in this game. Main reason why, we've seen a little bit more from him. He's had a little bit more. That and his home road splits. He's got a 2.92 ERA at home, which is going to kind of shows me that, obviously he's way better at home. But considering that that's where he is right now, I like the spot for it. And we look at hitting stats. Both of them facing off against righties. Seattle, 5th in baseball, 112 WRC plus. And then we've got the Royals, who are bottom 6 in baseball at 93 WRC plus. So hitting and pitching advantages are split in this one, with more of the money and everything coming out of Seattle. Let's see where the line's moving. Line's going away from Seattle. It opened up at 145. It's down to 140. I'm going to grab the Royals here. I know a lot of people are not going to like that one because you've got a Seattle team as one of the hottest teams in baseball at the moment, and with a 9-game winning streak, and then they leave home. It could be a little bit of a stop of momentum, and I'm gonna take it here. In terms of hitting props, let's see. I'm not going to do anything with pitching props in this game, although I can see Logan Gilbert under his strikeouts. Could be a little bit interesting. We look at hitting props real quick. Bobby Witt Jr. is 6 for 12 with a home run versus Gilbert. So we're going to look at Witt over his bases, over total bases. And I kind of want to – wow, there's a couple of guys on the opposite side. Crawford's hitting 412 and 17 at-bats versus Waka with a home run. And Eugenio Suarez is hitting 447 with 2 home runs, 8 RBIs, and 38 at-bats. So we're going to also take Gino Suarez over his bases, just because that's kind of hard to ignore. I think that he can, both of those can hit, and the Royals money line can also get there. We'll quickly look to see what those numbers are on that one. We're going to look towards Royals game. And Eugenio Suarez, that's home runs. Can I not look at home runs, please? I want total bases. Bobby Witt is even money. And where's Gino? Where is Eugenio Suarez? Plus 125 for Eugenio Suarez. So there we go. Royals money line, Witt over his bases, Suarez over his bases. Braves or Nationals today? Personally, I stayed off that doubleheader altogether. If you're going to take it, either take the Nationals both games or take the Braves run line both games. And I feel like if you split, you're going to make money either way. Did you already cover the Cubs-Bats game today? Cubs-Nats game. I did, and I have nothing in it. I did not bet that game at all. So there you go. 7 comments over in the ESP chat. Astros win. They did. Okay, in that case, I'll make it 1.5 bet instead of 1 unit since you're on Cleveland. Nice, dude. Morning, Timmy. Morning, Untouchable. DK has a 33% MLB boost any type of bet. Maybe we can find a look where we like that applies to it. I like that idea. Trade day was almost perfect with the K-Louder. Jace money line. Only thing that missed was the Nerfy. There you go. Nerfy in Kansas City, Seattle. I like it. You're not hurt again. I'm not hurt again. Okay. Texas game was brutal. I agree. That was brutal. And then Jose asked, who did you like over bases on the A's game? That'll be Nicholas Kurtz. We've got 6 games left. Orioles and the White Sox. What a fun game here. Playing for exercise at this point. We've got Dean Kramer and Sean Smith. Dean Kramer has looked good this year in his starts, or he's looked serviceable because he is coming off. His last 2 out of his last 3 starts were 7 runs and 6 runs, but those were sandwiched in between 2 shutout appearances of 6 innings and 3 innings. Anyways, 28 appearances this year, 27 starts with a 9-10 record, a 4.43 ERA, 158 and a third innings pitched, 78 earned runs, 41 walks, and 132 strikeouts. He's going up against Sean Smith, which was the all-star for the White Sox. 15 starts, a 3-5 record with a 3.38 ERA. 74 and 2/3 innings pitched, 28 earned runs, 32 walks, 68 strikeouts. I'm going to give the pitching advantage to Mr. Kramer. In this one, he's just pitched a little bit better to me this year. And then we look at hitting stats. The White Sox are third to bottom in hitting versus right-handed pitching at 86 WRC plus, only ahead of Pittsburgh and Colorado. Baltimore isn't really a whole lot better, 100 WRC plus, which is midway through the MLB. So not really a whole lot there. We look at the line movement for this one, and the line has moved from minus 130 for the White Sox to about the minus 110 mark. So line's moving in on the Orioles in this game. The way the money's coming in, it makes sense. I kind of want to look towards the Orioles in this game. I'm going to take the Orioles on the money line. Orioles money line. And then we're going to go look to see what props could be interesting in this game. We'll go to their preview. Nobody on Baltimore has ever faced Smith before, which is very interesting. In terms of the White Sox, nothing really that popped off this page. Tauchman is 3 for 8 with a home run. Sosa is 2 for 5 with a home run. Other than that, not really anything interesting in that game. So we're just going to grab the Orioles on the money line in this one. What was that last game? The one before Baltimore was the Royals. I like the Royals with Bobby Witt over his bases and Eugenio Suarez over his bases. I like the White Sox over the Orioles today. I don't. I'm going to be on the Orioles. I'm going to be on the Orioles today. Any thoughts on the Astros against the Texas Rangers? I'm going to the game. I'm hoping the Rangers win, but I have not capped that game yet. Cream rises to the top, Orioles money line. There you go. After seeing his debut, I'm a little disappointed our Orioles didn't draft Savage. Our rotation was very mid last year. Untouchable, I will say. The Blue Jays drafted him with the 20th overall pick. You know what was most frustrating about that? Although, seeing who the Mets picked, it's fine. 19th was the Mets. Mets were one pick off of being, like, they could have grabbed him. They grabbed Carson Bench, which, fine, he looks awesome. But, man, I would love you Savage. I would love you Savage right now. Did you take Kansas City? I did take Kansas City. Orioles money line. Yes, Orioles money line. 5 games left. Reds and the Cardinals. We've got the Reds at minus 120 with a total of 8. We got Andrew Rabbit taking on McGreevy. Abbott this year, Abbott the Rabbit, has been very solid this year. 26 starts, a 9-6 record with a 2.79 ERA, 151 and 2/3 innings pitched, 47 earned runs, 42 walks, and 136 strikeouts. On the opposite side, you got Mr. McGreevy, who has had a very up and down season. 13 appearances, 14 starts, 6-3 record, 4.44 ERA, 79 innings pitched, 39 earned runs, 12 walks, and 47 strikeouts. He's looked pretty solid. Keep in mind, it is his rookie year. He still has a lot more to get done in order to really become a really solid pitcher. Luckily, the Cardinals have a lack of starting pitching, so he got to pitch all year. The Cardinals are kind of buried for the wild card now, so they can try to play spoiler. Pitching advantage does go towards the Reds. We'll look at hitting stats. The Cardinals versus lefties are 94 WRC plus. The Reds versus righties are 98. So Reds have hitting and pitching advantage in this game. Although the way that the money's coming in, very interesting, especially with the line is the thing is the line's not really moving. It opened up at 120. It's still around that 120 area with 27% of the bets and 49% of the money on the Cardinals. So more of the bets are coming in on the Reds. The money's even, which is very interesting. Kind of makes me want to take the Cardinals here in this one. I kind of like the spot for it. We'll quickly look at one thing because Cincinnati, 23% strikeout rate versus righties. St. Louis versus lefties is striking out 22%, so nothing crazy. I want to kind of look toward. Let me look at props in this one. I really want to take the Cardinals today. I'm not going to. Obviously, I'll be rooting for them because I'm a Mets fan and I want to see the Reds continue to lose, but that's not the point. Nolan Arenado could be interesting because he is 444 batting average and 18 at bats. So he's what, 8 for 18 with 2 home runs. So we're not going to grab the Cardinals, but we'll grab Nolan Arenado over his bases. Arenado over 1.5 total bases. And we're going to go figure out how much that's at. Nolan Arenado plus 140 for Nolan Arenado over his bases. That'll be the one play that we have in this baseball game. Nerfing in the first 500. I can see it. 4 games left, and this one has a lot of playoff implications because the Rangers and the Astros are going to go after it. We get Merrill Kelly against blah blah. That's a fun name. Merrill Kelly, 30 starts this year, a 12-7 record, ERA around 3.2 area, in his 176 2/3 innings pitched. He's allowed 63 earned runs, 47 walks, and 162 strikeouts. So he has looked really good, and especially he's looked great since coming over to Texas from Arizona. On the opposite side, you got Blabach, who is a reliever. Okay, 8 starts, 8 appearances, 1 start. He made his 1 start was on April 30th. He went 4 innings. Ever since then, he really hasn't pitched all that much. 22 innings. Yeah, I'm pitching advantage Merrill Kelly in this game. Both of them are facing righties, which Texas, you need to hit better. 21, it's not 20, 97 WRC plus versus lefties. Houston is sitting at, where's Houston? I just saw them at 98. So they're not too far off. But pitching and hitting advantage will be split between these two. And the way that the money's coming in kind of would look towards the Astros in this one. But the line movement's going to end up keeping me off of this game. I also already have a ticket for the Texas Rangers to win the series. So do they play all the way? They play 3. So I need Texas to win the next 2 games. So I'm going to end up staying off of this one. Although at this point, it's probably leaning towards Houston. Has any pitcher or any hitter for the Astros hit against Merrill Kelly? That's the question. No, nobody's really hitting against him. That's fine. And nothing really for the Rangers. So pass on this game altogether. Henry Pike, I appreciate you following the TikTok. But we will keep on rolling. This will be the last game that doesn't matter. Actually, we're going to end up taking out the so real quick, I'll tag on this game before we jump into Marlins and D-backs. Marlins and Rockies. Giants and D-backs. I just noticed that the Giants have not released a pitcher yet, so we're going to take that one off our card. We're not going to be able to cap it. We'll probably look at props in a minute for it, but other than that, can't really look at it. But Marlins and Rockies. The Marlins are minus 150 favorites on the road with a total of 10. Yuri Perez against Kyle Freeland. Yuri Perez looked good to start the year, and he's kind of fallen off a little bit. He's allowed 17 earned runs in his last 4 starts, which is not particularly great. 17 starts this year, 6-5 record with a 4.67 ERA, 42 innings pitched, 28 walks, and 79 strikeouts. So not really good. I want to give the pitching advantage to Kyle Freeland in this game because he's been pitching better as of late. He is sitting around a 5.13 ERA. Keep in mind, he pitches in Coors Field. 14 starts, a 1-8 record, 73 2/3 innings pitched, 42 earned runs, 14 walks, 57 strikeouts. I'm going to give Kyle Freeland the pitching advantage in this one. That's how it's going to be. Miami versus lefties in terms of hitting is not particularly great. 80 WRC plus, although they only strike out at 21%, which is about average. On the opposite side, you got the Rockies, who are dead last in hitting against everybody, and they strike out a shit ton, 26.2% against righties. The only team that hits strikeouts more is the Angels. So you got that. So it is going to be split down the middle for this game. Line is moved towards the Rockies with the way that the money's coming in. I'm going to grab some Rocktober. I'm going to grab the Rockies here in this game. It's like a plus 120 money line. Yeah, I'm gonna sign up for it. I'm going to take the Colorado Rockies in this one, which will take us to the final game. Phillies and the Dodgers. And I'm going to I'll be completely honest with you guys with this one. I'm not going to do too much capping in this game. I'm not going to break down the pitchers. I'm not going to do all that stuff because I'm taking the Dodgers. Why am I taking the Dodgers? Well, look at the Phillies last night. They won the extra inning game. They clinched the National League East, and they celebrated. So there's going to be a bunch of hangovers. There's going to be a bunch of all that stuff. The Dodgers are in a must-win series, must-win spot now, considering they're only 2 games ahead of the Padres. So this is still a must-win spot for the Dodgers because their division is not locked up yet at all. So you're going to have a really interesting spot with that. And when it comes to it, I grab the Dodgers on the run line. I don't care about the pitching. I don't care about the hitting. This one's going to be a strict fade of the Phillies clinching the division last night and getting absolutely drunk. So we're going to grab the Dodgers, and I'm grabbing them on the run line. Let's do it. No one going to like that Rockies money line. I know nobody's going to like it. That's the point. Climbing the mountain to Coors Bears. Yeah, that works for me. We're going to quickly look at hitting statistics and stuff for this Phillies game. I'm not going to grab anybody from the Phillies, but want to look towards anybody from Teoscar Hernandez. 5 for 9, 2 home runs. I'm going to grab Tio as a hitting prop for this game. So where's Teoscar Hernandez? Plus 130 for Tio. Teoscar Hernandez. Over 1.5 total bases. And that's going to be at plus 130. And that's going to wrap up my card. Yes, Jose, we like the Dodgers tonight. But that's going to do it for this edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. I will be back again tomorrow with another one. Make sure you guys are following the TikTok. Appreciate everybody who did. I believe we gained like 5 or 6 followers today, so let's go. And make sure you guys are subscribing to the YouTube channel. By the way, anybody on TikTok, just to let you know, I am on YouTube as well. Under Earle Sports Bets on YouTube. Look me up there. Subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. Real quick, we're going to try to... What is the YouTube up to? I believe it's like 2172. Let's see if we can go ahead and hit 4,200 subscribers on YouTube. Make sure you guys are following me over on the YouTube channel. That's going to do it for this edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. We'll see you guys tomorrow with another one. Peace out, guys.